Hello my friends, and welcome to another batch of Perler projects. I hate to be predictable about this, but it's the Simpsons we're talking about. You know I gotta start with the donut. For the most part, all the pieces we're making today are going to follow a similar style of having three main shades of the hues we're using. For example, the non-frosting part of the donut, the main base color is tan. Then we'll have the shadow effect be light brown, and the highlight effect be sand. For the frosting, the main base color is bubblegum, with raspberry as the shadow effect, and light pink for the highlights. But I did add a row of pink at the bottom to give the shadow a bit of a gradient effect. Consider it a little bonus shade, just to enhance the piece. I want these pieces to look a bit more realistic than something like the Simpsons character portraits, so no black outlines this time. But not quite photorealistic by using optical color mixing like my portraits of real people, I still wanted to keep a somewhat cartoony aesthetic. So that method of using three main shades is the perfect middle ground. In some cases, the highlight or shadow shade may be the majority of the beads. For example, this can of Duff. I'm using cran apple as the darkest red, then just a couple rows of the base color cherry, and the whole center is going to be the highlight color red. Same with tan, light brown, and brown at the top of the label. And of course the silver parts are pretty straightforward, with white, light gray, gray, some dark gray. Because it's a cylinder, the highlights aren't necessarily on the side of the can or the other, but right on the front in the middle. Just take note of where your light source is coming from and keep it consistent. Blinky here gets a few extra bonus shades because I thought his scaly skin should have a bit of a shine to it. And he also has his background fin there in the shadow. For the highlights I used apricot and butterscotch. And for the shadows, I used spice and rust. Then, his body is straight up orange. White for the eyes with some light gray lines to separate them, and black pupils. I just love Blinky's blank expression here. Cracks me up. Now at this point you may be thinking, Kyle, you're just recreating your Simpsons iconography set on a bigger scale. Well, yeah, you're not wrong. But some things are just staples I couldn't leave out. Let's start to change it up though. The sailboat painting doesn't actually have any shading since it's a flat picture, save the darker brown around the frame. I wanted to keep it just as simple as it is in the show. The boat is rust, with the water being light blue. The sail and clouds are white on a sky full of toothpaste. A sky full of toothpaste. Man, the things I say here would sound so weird without context. The flying pig uses hot coral and salmon as shading colors for the shadow effect, with the majority of the pig being blush. Browns for the ropes, and red and cherry for the apple in his mouth. Finally, the gummy Venus de Milo, the rarest gummy of them all, has the most shading colors because it's translucent, so light actually passes through it. I didn't want it to just become a blob of greens though, so I focused on kiwi lime as the main base color, with prickly pear for the highlights, and shamrock for the shadow. Then I used a sprinkling of bright green to give it a slight shadow effect to some of the features, and just a few dark green to help define the lines on the right. Once everything was ironed and cooled, I mounted them to some colorful 8x10 inch canvases I painted.
Just a little airborne. It's still good. It's still good.
It's good.
I know.
Satt is en rarest gummi of them all.
What a fun and vibrant set of pieces. They look great together. And the donut can be displayed vertical or horizontal. And since there's no set order, you can arrange these and display them however you like. Of course, The Simpsons has no shortage of iconography. Maybe we'll do another set with a Bort license plate, or those corncob curtains, or Dignity. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. You can click the link in the description to get all the patterns to make your own. Have fun, and I'll see you next time with some more Perler projects.